Welcome back. Strong words there from Mr. Peter Obi, presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 presidential election, who is now officially a member of the ADC. And so, a New Year gift for Nigerians on the last day of 2025. What are the implications of this major move, just when we thought that we had had the last of defections of governors, and that came through on the 31st of December? Joining us now is the National Coordinator, the Obedient Movement, Mr. Yunusa Tanko, who will bring us up to speed with all of the implications surrounding the movement of Mr. Peter Obi to the ADC. Mr. Tanko Yunusa, good morning and a very happy New Year to you.
Thank you very much for having me this morning. Good morning, Nigerians, and Happy New Year to everyone. Interestingly for me, it's a working one, but I'm glad to be here with you. Happy New Year, everybody. I know it's been a difficult one, but we just have to keep on moving.
Indeed. A bright way to start. And so we can we, by the way, conclude that you are now a member of the African Democratic Congress, of course, following the defection of Mr. Peter Obi, and help us understand also the implications of this movement for the Nnamdi Usman group of the Labour Party. Does it also mean a defection of that group to the ADC?
Well, let me just start by saying that yesterday, what we witnessed was a public affirmation and confirmation of His Excellency move into the African Democratic Congress, ADC. And then permit me also to clearly use his words when he said that 2026 is a decisive moment for Nigeria where you need clarity, courage, and at the same time decisive action to wrestle Nigeria back to the hands of the people from those who have held us in perpetual poverty and then who have conspired against democracy, killing democracy directly and with a lot of venom. And at the same time, it is the best time for every Nigerian to come together, united under a common front to get back Nigeria into the fold. And that, of course, by extension means that Nigeria needs a lot of people to come together. With reference to the Honorable former Minister of Finance, Nnamdi Usman-led Labour Party, you will come across in no distance time where political parties not only had on leadership of the Labour Party, other political parties would join in this coalition in order to make it stronger. And you know, it is very important to also say from the words of Mr. Peter Obi, he said Nigeria is not poor. It's just that Nigeria has been looted into poverty. And at the same time, he said Nigerians' youth are not weak. They are very intelligent. You can see what they've done in the music industry and the movie industry and all. And our intellectual base in Nigeria, both locally and internationally, is profoundly fantastic. All the institutions have been deliberately kept in abeyance in order to conspire against Nigeria and its people. And this must change, because history will not forgive you if you are silent. It may forgive you if you make mistake, but then at the same time, for you to challenge the status quo, we all must rise up. So it's a parting gift for Nigerians for 2025 and a raise of genuine hope for Nigerians that we must rise up together in unison to reclaim Nigeria back to the hands of Nigeria against those who have used it deliberately in conspiring against the state and then taking advantage of democracy while destroying it to empower themselves very disgracefully. Thank you.
Tanko, so you've spoken about his motive, it would seem, at least from what he has said. But this is the optics that a lot of people still see when they look at the ADC. If he's saying that he's trying to fix what has been broken by successive administrations in Nigeria, a lot of people will look at the faces in the ADC They'll look at former Vice President Atiku Abubakar. They'll look at David Mark and other major leaders, Rotimi Amechi, and they'll say, well, these were people that were also a part of that in that sense. And this is a narrative that has come through time and again. So when they see him joining forces with those people and he says, well, I'm trying to fix what was broken, they see it as some sort of double speak. So what does he have to say to that? Will he ever erase that perception?
In a political and democratic war, you need everybody. Yes, some must have made some lot of mistakes in the past, but when they come back, you need to find those who have the capacity to work with you. The idea is not about individual interest, it's about the collective interest to rescue Nigeria. Let me give you an example. You may have people who have been engaged in certain, war against the state, but you can see if they are genuinely changing their mind in order to rescue the country. And then if they are, then you will have a manager in Peter Obi, a manager of wealth, who is interested in rejigging the society back into the rightful place, to excise the political base, as well as giving it a sense of clarity and purpose. So if you have that kind of man in the leadership role with this very important unifying capacity, then you don't have anything to fear. So because he as a person understood all of these particular challenges within, and those who are interested in coming into this particular coalition also understand the challenges. But the question is, would you continue to keep quiet just because some other people have done something wrong before and then they are ready to change and work together as a team? Obviously, no. So I want Nigerians to understand the basic indices in politics. In politics, you don't throw away the baby with the bathwater. You can come and keep up a clean water into the baby's tub and then clean it up and make it a better looking one. And that is the situation in which we are at the moment. So I can assure you, Nigerians should have no fear at all. With the Peter Obi and the conglomerates of good Nigerians who are ready to fight for the soul of Nigeria, they are at home. And they should all come out to fight for democracy and defend the interests of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Well, Mr. Yunusa, I wonder how reassuring that would be for the obedient movement. And you are, the coordinator of that movement. When Mr. Peter Obi is concerned, the biblical saying could be deployed. The next expectation awaits his decision. So is this decision to move to the ADC satisfactory with the, majority of the members of the obedient movement, especially because Alhaji Atiku Abubakar is also with the ADC. And so what happens at the primaries? Are we going to see another defection if one ego does not yield to the other? Because Mr. Peter Obi has said he's going to be on the ballot in 2027 rather.
Well, if you notice, with all due respect to the ADC, it got its traction when people come around and agree and all. But the vehicle of ADC kick-started yesterday. It kick-started with one ignition kick, and that is that of the excitement that His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi has brought to it finally. The vehicle was actually parked, ready to start moving. Now it's going to move. It's going to move at an astronomical pace and speed. This is because in the obedient movement, we have intelligent youth who are demanding for clarity and good governance. They have made that position known very clearly, and they are going to move in their millions into the ADC. That is an affirmation. Permit me to use this opportunity to also affirm the calling of His Excellency on all obedient and every Nigerian who mean well for this country to go in and pick up the membership card of an ADC, not on the, comfort zone here in Abuja and all. No, go back to your ward, your place of domain where people know you back at home. Pick up the card, showcase it, let the whole world know that everybody is now in ADC. Well, you know, at the moment now, the government has used its executive power, negative executive power against the people. We are asking the Nigerian people to use their positive executive power to get Nigeria back on the track. And I can assure you, the obedient movement can do that. We can galvanize Nigerians, we can mobilize them, and at the end of the day, when it comes to the issue of primary, as Democrats, we will go in there as Democrats and contest equitably well with every contestant based on democratic tenets, and of course, we believe at the end of it all, Mr. Peter Obi will come out top with the large teeming population that is bringing into the ADC. So have no fear about whether we are going to move out or move in. But I can assure you we will remain and battle for the soul of the ADC ticket and battle for the soul of Nigeria collectively, but not indecisively.
Mr. Yunusa, what happens if Alhaji Atiku Abubakar wins the ADC ticket for the presidential elections in 2027? What decision then would Mr. Peter Obi take at that point?
We are Democrats and we will take democratic decisions. That I can tell you.
What does that mean?
That means that we will remain in the party and give the party the lease of life as it demands democratically.
Does that also mean that there will be no further defection? Because your principal has said with certainty that he's going to be on the ballot.
That is what I tell you. Democracy comes with affirmation, and he has affirmed to be part of this democratic process. And in democracy, it has all kinds of phases. So we will take our decision democratically and remain with the movement and the coalition as it were.
So the question is, who is with Mr. Peter Obi on this journey? Who's on his side? We've seen the governor of Abia State saying, well, I'm fine right here. I'm not moving, right? And I mean, that would have been a major political heavyweight coming with him into the ADC. But no, the governor says, I'm not going. When he joined the Labour Party 2022, you could see the overwhelming support from a lot of Nigerians, both online and offline. People changing their social media display pictures to the Labour Party's logo, putting it up, saying, you know what, I'm for this. But this time around, it's not been the same. In fact, his vice, Dati Baba Ahmed, perhaps you can speak to that as well. So the question is, who is with Mr. Peter Obi in this defection? Who is on his side? I'd like you to name that.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Kayode. Do you remember that prior to the 2023 general election, was Peter Obi having anybody by his side? Obviously, no. What he was having is, the way they say, is only 4 people that were going around in the corner of their room mobilizing. Yet it produces the vice president that you just mentioned, Malam Dati Baba Ahmed. It produces Alex Oti that you were just talking about, who became the governor of Abia State. It produces many members of the Federal House of Representatives, senators. That is one man that does not have anything. So you can imagine what will happen next. All those pictures that you are seeing, wait in the next few days. You will see the same kind of mobilization. So we are not perturbed, but we know also, in spirit and mind, they are with us. Yesterday, interestingly, at that hall in Nikki Lake, you saw former governors that were not with Peter Obi at all before. They were all there. There were about 67 and hundreds of members of Federal House of Representatives, members who were part of other political parties who defected right there and then, or rather took up the mantle of leadership of joining the ADC. This was done only yesterday at that particular Nikki Lake hotel. And at the same time, it is important for me to raise this. He's the only presidential candidate that came up with a lot of teeming support of people who came in to join him. That speaks in volume. So if you like, you can undermine that particular strength of collective interest and watch in the next few days. So Peter Obi is a mobilizer of men of integrity, people who believe that they need to change the narrative, and they believe that this is the time, better organized, ready to move, The Obedient movement have declared long before now that anywhere Mr. Peter Obi is going, we will go with him. So, Kayode, don't be perturbed. Be more hopeful that I can tell you that the mobilization and the movement that you will see will be different from what you saw in 2023. And for those who have left, I can assure you, quite a number of them have seen that the train is now moving with a headlong supersonic speed. So if you don't join, we know when you join us. Well, and then I'm asking everybody to please come on board. Right. We need to rescue Nigeria, and Mr. Peter Obi has the saddle of leadership.
To be clear, I'm not perturbed. I'm a journalist doing my job. I'm not in the arena with politicians, right? Our role is to report what's happening and ask the questions that need to be asked. I want you to be specific now. What are those names, the people who are currently office holders? Clearly, the governor is not joining him, but maybe in the National Assembly or State Assembly, can you list them? Because again, this is important. They say, show me your friends, and I'll tell you who you are. It's the people that can identify with you in times like this. If you have people of timber and caliber, as they say, identifying with you, then a lot of people will understand what he's up to. So maybe give us some of those names, particularly the ones who
you saw,
office holders.
You saw yesterday the former governors.
Not former governors this time around. Not former governors, Mr. Tanko. I appreciate that.
Wait, now let me conclude.
Current office holders.
Just be patient. Just be patient. Yesterday, the person that was the MC of that particular occasion was none other than the former chairman of APGA, Senator Victor Ume. He was the master of ceremony. That speaks in volume for you. Two, and then Honorable Sheyi, senators, all senators in the former Labour Party are with Mr. Peter Obi, and they were present. Members of the Federal House of Representatives who are office holders at them, all of them were in that particular hall yesterday. And then everybody that is within the southeastern part and the north were there. Former speakers, deputy speakers, and then Speaker of the Federal House of Representatives was in that particular hall. So, with all due respect, for somebody who did not have anybody before, now can command all of this in a peaceful and more organized manner, I don't think you need more than this. And then I can tell you also, the teaming supporters of the Obedient movement, millions of them, both locally and internationally, right. So we did not even want to publicize that particular occasion yesterday, right, because that particular thing wouldn't have been able to contain the people, yet we had that particular
volume the crowd. So specifically, pardon me, Mr. Tanko, so Senator Victor Ume, did he defect with Mr. Peter? Because I'm looking at his socials now. He still has a Labour Party outfit that he's wearing on his profile on social media. So is he in the ADC right now as well?
Of course. And let me give you a confirmation. He was even the one that asked. There was a motion that was moved in an affirmative position for everybody in the hall. It was moved by Emeka Ihedioha, and then it was affirmed by former Speaker of the Federal House of Representatives, that was Alhaji Aminu Tambuwal. So all of this happened in the hall at one sweep, and it was affirmed. It was a yes vote for everybody in the hall. So in the next few weeks, you'll be seeing people doing their independent picking of the cards of the ADC, which I have affirmed that every Obedient would also do at the moment now.
And so we can also conclude that Senator Naya Baribe, who was with the All Progressives Grand Alliance, has now moved officially to the ADC, right?
Confirmed.
All right. So there are so many things to look forward to in the coming days, knowing who is with what at the National Assembly as well, whether the Labour Party, the remaining Labour Party members at the National Assembly will be moving to the ADC, or they will remain in the Labour Party, of course. It's an ongoing conversation. Well, most thank you for the clarifications that you have brought to this conversation at this point. Mr. Yunusa Tanko is the coordinator of the Obedient movement, who has helped us understand the implications of the most recent defection of Mr. Peter Obi, presidential candidate of the Labour Party in 2023, to the African Democratic Congress. Thank you very much, Mr. Yunusa.
Thank you, and have a blissful new year, everyone. Thank you. God bless Nigeria.
Interesting. The talking points for the new year continue as far as politics is concerned. But what are the biggest events that shaped the year 2025, which is now behind us? We'll begin a review of them in just a moment. Stay with the Morning Brief. We'll be right back.